the man who lived 128 days without a heart inside his body. In 1982, John Smith, a pseudonym, underwent a groundbreaking surgery that left him with no heart-pumping blood in the traditional way. Doctors replaced his failing organ with a mechanical device designed to keep him alive. The operation was unprecedented. Surgeons connected the heart-lung machine directly to his circulatory system, maintaining circulation artificially. His own heart had been removed entirely. Many believed he could not survive more than a few hours. John awoke in intensive care to the sound of machines whirring, the beeping of monitors, and the sterile smell of the operating room. Pain shot through his chest, but he could breathe and move slightly. The world seemed distant and fragile. His family stood by the bed, pale and anxious. They had been told the procedure was experimental and that the risks were nearly certain death. Yet here he was alive. The mechanical pump emitted a steady thrum, each pulse a reminder of the fragile balance, keeping John alive. Nurses monitored him constantly, adjusting flow rates and checking vital signs. Every day was a careful dance between life and machine. Despite the artificial heart, John experienced moments of clarity. He could speak, eat soft foods, and even laugh softly at jokes from his visitors. The paradox of being alive without a heart astounded everyone. Doctors worried about infection, clotting, and device malfunction. Any complication could be fatal within minutes. John learned quickly how to cooperate with the team, understanding that his life depended on every small adjustment. He recorded thoughts in a notebook, writing about the strange sensation of being alive, but without a natural pulse. He described a sense of floating, as if his body belonged partially to the machines sustaining him. Each day, journalists and medical students visited to witness the experiment. They marveled at his survival, documenting every moment for research that would eventually change cardiac surgery worldwide. 128 days passed. John experienced mood swings, frustration, and fatigue, yet he also found moments of deep gratitude. He knew that every heartbeat he no longer had was replaced by the hum of technology. He learned to sleep with the noise of machines as a lullaby. Nurses told stories of other patients who could not survive even a day under similar conditions, and he felt both humbled and anxious. John's story inspired research in artificial hearts, heart transplants, and mechanical circulatory support. Surgeons around the world studied his case, seeing possibilities previously thought impossible. During his final days on the device, John reflected on the fragility and resilience of human life. The body is vulnerable, yet with science, life can continue in ways once unimaginable. He was eventually transplanted with a donor heart. The moment the natural heart began to beat again, John described a warmth he had not felt for months, a rhythm that belonged to him, not to machines. After recovery, John became a vocal advocate for cardiac research and organ donation. His experience proved that with courage, trust, and technology, humans could push the boundaries of life itself. His story remains a landmark in medical history, cited in textbooks, journals, and documentaries. Every mechanical heartbeat he lived under remains a testament to human ingenuity. The man who once had no heart now shares a living one, but the memory of 128 days remains vivid. He often speaks of the paradox, alive yet reliant entirely on metal and machinery. His legacy continues in artificial heart programs, inspiring doctors, patients, and scientists to pursue what once seemed impossible. The case is a reminder that life is not only a matter of biology, but also innovation, perseverance, and hope. John's courage gave hope to thousands who would follow in similar situations. Though 128 days may seem brief, the lessons of survival, trust, and resilience last far longer. John lived through what many would consider a living impossibility. Today, his story is taught in hospitals worldwide as a symbol of medical progress and human determination. It is a story of survival, innovation, and the delicate interplay between man and machine. It shows how far humans can go to preserve life when all seems lost. John Smith's life challenges our understanding of the human body and its limits. He proved that with technology, the impossible becomes possible, and life can persist against all odds. His name and experience continue to inspire those facing critical illness, reminding them that hope can survive even the most extreme conditions. The world may never forget the man who lived 128 days without a heart. And though his body has a natural pulse again, the story of those 128 days remains eternal, a testament to courage, innovation, and the unbreakable will to live. The man who survived a plane crash and was lost in the jungle for 27 days. In 2011, pilot Daniel Ruiz was flying a small charter plane over the Amazon when engine failure forced him to crash land in dense, uncharted rainforest. The plane broke apart on impact, leaving Daniel shaken but alive. He crawled out of the wreckage, clutching a small backpack with water, a first aid kit, and some emergency rations. Surrounded by towering trees and endless greenery, he realized he was completely alone. There was no cell signal, no nearby village, and no clear path back to civilization. Daniel quickly fashioned a shelter from fallen branches and large leaves. He knew exposure to rain and insects could weaken him fast, so he worked tirelessly to create a dry, secure spot. Food was scarce. He foraged for edible plants and fruits, using knowledge he had gained from survival manuals. Small creatures were trapped using makeshift snares and sharpened sticks. Water was his top priority. He collected rainwater in leaves and filtered river water through cloth to avoid contamination. Dehydration was a constant threat in the humid jungle. The jungle itself was alive with danger. Snakes, jaguars, and swarms of insects made every step perilous. Daniel had to stay alert day and night to avoid becoming prey. Navigation was difficult. He followed rivers and ridges, using the sun and his memory of the flight path to guide him. Every step seemed to twist back on itself, disorienting him further. Nights were the hardest. Darkness hid predators and made movement nearly impossible. He relied on the sounds of the jungle to detect threats and used small, controlled fires to keep animals away. Daniel suffered injuries from the crash, cuts, and insect bites, but he refused to succumb to pain. Each day was a test of endurance, resilience, and mental strength. He kept a routine, rationing food, collecting water, and exploring cautiously to find a way out. His survival instincts sharpened with every passing day, turning fear into determination. On the 12th day, he encountered a river swollen with rainwater. He used it as a guide, moving downstream, hoping it would eventually lead to human settlements. By the 20th day, exhaustion and hunger were severe, but Daniel's willpower never wavered. He reminded himself that staying calm and making smart choices was the key to survival. He used fallen trees as bridges across streams and climbed ridges to scout for signs of civilization. Each small discovery renewed his hope and drove him forward. On the 25th day, he finally spotted smoke rising in the distance. Heart racing, he made his way cautiously toward it, fearing it might be hostile but desperate for rescue. Local villagers found him weak, covered in scratches and insect bites, but alive. He was immediately given food, water, and medical attention. Doctors were astonished at his condition. Despite 27 days in the jungle with minimal supplies, he survived without major injuries, a testament to human endurance and resilience. His story spread worldwide, inspiring survivalists, adventurers, and ordinary people alike. Daniel's calm thinking and resourcefulness became a case study in extreme survival scenarios. He later returned to the Amazon, not for adventure, but to help map safe pathways and educate others about survival skills in remote areas. Daniel's experience reminded the world that determination, knowledge, and patience can overcome the most harrowing circumstances. His ordeal became a symbol of human resilience, the power of mental strength, and the instinct to survive against all odds. Even years later, he recounts his 27 days with humility, emphasizing the importance of preparation, respect for nature, and staying calm under pressure. The jungle that seemed impossible to survive became a lesson in courage, patience, and the fragility yet strength of human life. Daniel's survival story remains a beacon for those facing extreme conditions, showing that even when hope seems lost, perseverance can prevail. His name is remembered not just for surviving, but for proving that the human spirit can endure the most unforgiving environments.